Good morning. I am taking you guys out to Yawan, a Class D airstrip here in Papua New Guinea this morning. We've got A, B, C, and D. D is our most difficult ones by far. Yawan is probably one of the most beautiful places I have been here in Papua New Guinea as far as airstrips go. There's a huge waterfall. It's like a 15 or 17% sloped runway. So let's go ahead and get the plane pulled out and get fueled up for the day. All right, Andrew does not need fuel today, so I am next. It is about 7:25 in the morning right now. I'd like to get out of here by 8, possibly. This is the only flight I have today, so I'm not really in that big of a hurry.
Are you ready? Or?
Yeah, 142 aside.
142 aside.
Yep. So this is our tech log. Every morning we have to sign it, and we also have to check on the back side to make sure that there's no maintenance that's due, or specific things that they check for, like our weight and balance was due a couple of days ago, things like that. So we're just making sure that the aircraft is in an airworthy condition before I head out on my flight. So this is a start stick. It just helps prolong the life of our expensive airplane batteries.
Well, it's now 8:50 in the morning, and now the clouds are finally clearing. We basically just have to wait for the clouds to be able to get out of here legally. Before we start, let's get a 10 or 800 in the fuel. Low pressure's coming up, NG's coming up. Introduce our fuel. I'm watching the NG first, making sure my fuel flow is coming up. Then look at the ITT. I'm just focusing on how fast that little white needle's coming up. There we go. As Titus gets the start stick out, we'll throw our generator, our alternator, our aux bus, which will turn on our air blowers. Look at my manifest, get my prop forward. While that's going forward, brake is on. We'll sign our dangerous goods form. Okay, our dangerous goods, we've got 501 kgs on board today. So if we do our weight and balance, head over here to the weight and balance tab. I've got 4 seats in the back. I've got 131 here, I've got 120 there, I've got another 250 loaded back here. So if I put in 250 right there, and I put it down as maybe like the probably the 3rd row, maybe a little bit back, let's do 3600. I'm getting that number by these little numbers right here. You can see where my weight balance is. Still all good. Croker Tower, November Tango Kilo. Request taxi, Yawan 1 POB.
November Tango Kilo, good morning, Croker Tower. Backtrack 17 left and line up QNH 1021, wind light and variable to stage, time check 2250.
1021, clear to backtrack and line up 17 left, request 17 right. November Kilo.
November Tango Kilo, cancel 17 left. Backtrack 17 left, vacate via taxi Alpha and line up 17 right.
Backtrack 17 left, line up 17 right, November Tango Kilo. It's clearing out really nicely there. Andrew's going to be coming out right behind me. That's why I'm switching over to the other runway. That way he can not have to be delayed, because he's heading out to Hoskins and back today. He has a longer day than me. We're going out at 11,000 feet, 1 POB 800. We'll hit send on our iPad. That sends our flight coordinator that I'm leaving. We've got quite a few Hawks over here as well, so maybe that runway will be better. And our rotate speed is 59 knots. I'll take a look down the runway to see if I need to put in my Instrument departure, yeah, I can't really tell. I think I'll probably be able to stay clear of clouds. But, we'll just put it in, and then we'll put our other one back in. There we go. Now we have our instrument departure in here. Tower November Tango Kilo ready for departure, copy company.
November Tango Kilo, runway 17 right, make left turn, clear for takeoff.
17 right, left turn, clear for takeoff, November 10 Kilo. Ignition condition, flaps 20, fuel and harnesses. Checklist is complete. 1390, rotate 59. Hey, airspeed's alive.
Tower Mike Alpha Juliet.
A little bit low on our ITT, so we'll bring it up a little bit. There's our 59, and rotate.
Mike Alpha Juliet, Gorga Tower, go ahead.
Good morning, Mike Alpha Juliet, requesting taxi for midday. We have 2 POV. A copy QNH 1021 and traffic November Tango Kilo, November Tango Zulu.
Alright, I could go around these clouds. I've already got my instrument departure in, so we're just going to go through the clouds. It's really not that much extra work for me to do that, so we'll just continue straight ahead for a second. We'll lower the nose once we're over 90 knots and climbing, and then we'll get our last bit of flaps out. Bring our prop back and give it a good retrim. Even throw autopilot on. Keep our speeds right at 100 knots. That way we can continue to use the autopilot. And I'm just manually pitching just so that I can hold that 100 knots, because this does not have an airspeed hold on it. Oh, look at that, we already broke out. So now I can go right back to flight plan and zoom on down to my actual flight. There we go. Grove Tower, November Tango Kilo, departed time 5-3. We'll be tracking 088 on climb 1000. Estimating Yawen 28. Will remain OCTA NASDAQ.
November Tango Kilo, copy departure on climb 1000. Additional traffic to November Tango Zulu is Mike Alpha Juliet. Cessna Caravan will be outbound for Medang, 9000 on departure.
Copy Mike Alpha Juliet, November Kilo.
And November Tango Zulu is ready on 17 left. Copy Mike Alpha Juliet.
November Tango Zulu, stand by. Break. November Tango Kilo, go ahead to position.
3 miles to the east, passing 7,000 and on BMC now, so we should be well clear.
November Tango Kilo, break. November Tango Zulu, confirm copied.
Tango Zulu, copy.
November Tango Zulu, runway 17 left turn, clear for takeoff.
Takeoff 17 left turn, November Tango Zulu.
Alright, our ITT is just a little bit low. Let's bump that up to 720. We've got this little bit of cloud layer ahead of me, and I want to make sure I can get over top of it without doing any S-turns. Shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. And then once we get up to altitude, I'll go over the strip chart with you, and we can take a look at, for one, what it looks like out there, and what to expect once we get out to the circuit. It looks like it's going to be absolutely perfect all the way out there. So there's not going to be...
Kilo, at 15 miles, contact Mosby, 123.9er, 8861.
123.9er, 8861, 15, November Tango Kilo, good day. 8819er, so that's AirHF, and 123.9er, or VHF. For 8,000, yeah, we should cross these ones probably at like 10,000, so.
Tower Mike Alpha Juliet has airborne traffic in sight, requesting a right turn outbound the Guru again.
Mike Alpha Juliet, runway 17 right turn, clear for takeoff.
17 right turn, clear takeoff, Mike Alpha Juliet.
Oh, it's pretty rare that there's this blanket, I mean, all the way there, all the way around over here. Even at this high, I mean, it's at like 10,000 feet. We're just now approaching 11,000 feet. It's very rare. I don't know if I've ever seen it quite like this, just completely uniform everywhere. It's kind of pretty. All right, up to 11,000. We're 12 miles, but we're just approaching this little area right here. This is the edge of their airspace. So now that we're up to 130, I'll bring my torque back down to 1250. I bring it to 1270 and then just let it sit there. Get a little bit of left-hand rudder pressure in. Goose set. Mars B123.9er, November Tango Kilo, transfer.
November Tango Kilo, Mozigat.
Good morning. November Tango Kilo is 15 miles to the east of Goroka, maintaining 1000. Estimating Yalwyn at time 30, will remain OCTA NADZEB, copy company November Tango Zulu. Moresby 1239, are you copy? November Tango Kilo.
November Tango Kilo, AFM, copied. Additional traffic for Hotel Uniform School Helicopter doing operations command man, not above 7,000. And Eric UNH 1008, 1000 OCTA, remain OCTA at all times.
Wilco, copy 1008 and Papa Hotel Uniform, November Kilo.
November Tango Kilo.
Now we're done talking with anybody because we're going to be remaining OCTA, which stands for Outside Controlled Terminal Airspace. This is our strip chart for Yalwyn. It's a Class D, which definitely is our most difficult ones, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's the steepest. It might just mean some other element. Maybe the winds out there are typically bad or things like that. This one in particular, it's the actual circuit. It's not normal, and we have to have like a higher descent rate initially, probably usually around 800 feet per minute until about halfway through. And then you get down to right around 650 and just kind of keep it in at 650 the rest of the way. This one also, if we scroll down here, you can see, let's see, what did it say? Our committal procedure is early committal point before the river. Basically, you turn final. By the time your wings are level, you have to make a decision right then and there. I'm committed, which means I have to remain, I'm landing no matter what. If a kid runs out, if a dog runs out, I'm continuing on, and I'm going to hope that they know I'm coming because they heard me fly over, that they'll get out of the way or somebody will get them out of the way. But potential animals on runway. We have had issues with chickens initially, but we really haven't had any for about a year now. I think we got that sorted. And then it just gives a couple things about depending on which way the winds are coming and how early do you get out there. If you get out there too early, 30 to 60 minutes after sunrise, you're flying directly into the sun, and there's mountains and it's just too hard to see the mountains because we're going to be crossing that last little bit right before we turn final. I would say probably less than 50 feet over the treetops, so it's pretty critical that we can see very clearly on where we are. If we scroll on down, you can see the profile of it. It starts at a 7%, we touch down around 8%, and then it goes all the way up to 15% by the time you get to the top of the runway. And if you want to see some drone shots, there we go. Really cool place out there. One thing I haven't shared with you guys in a while is my coffee table album. And this one actually does not cover Yalwyn. I really wanted to get it in there, but I was on a time crunch. And I just didn't, at the time I didn't have any flights out there to get drone shots. I do now, but it's got 40 different locations covering that we go to or used to go to here in Papua New Guinea, and each one of them has a little bit of details about the place, the culture, maybe how it was built or something like that, what's unique about it or makes it difficult. So if you guys would like to pick one up, I do international shipping on these as well.
Moresby, November Tango Zulu 123.9er.
November Tango Zulu, Mozigat.
Good morning. November Tango Zulu is currently 17 miles to the east Goroka, 1000, estimating Wasu 44, copy November Tango Kilo.
November Tango Zulu, Eric UNH 1008.
1008, November Tango Zulu.
We're on our descent now. We're just trying to get down below 10,000 feet before that little magenta box there. That's NADZEB's airspace, and we told them we're not going to go through it. Our approach speed is going to be 69 knots, but because, like I was saying earlier, it's an 8% slope, we started adding a little bit of knots, starting at 7% and going up from there. So we've got 1 knot per 7, 2 knots per 8. So we're going to add 2 knots to that, and the reason being is on any amount of slope, and let's say if it's a flat runway, you come in, you match the slope, and then you flare. Well, if it's already up like this, and you just have the normal, by the time you've got your match your slope, well, now you're a couple knots slow, and you just pancake into the ground. So those extra knots are to be able to help us transition better so that we can still get a nice flare. And I know in the videos it doesn't really look like I flare that much, but it's just a really quick boom, boom, done kind of thing. And you rarely hear the stall horn go off because I'm not hanging it right there. I'm not hanging it on it just to get the stall horn. We're still stalling and we're still touching down, but we basically just fly it right down, kind of like an aircraft carrier, but not quite as hard. We'll start a descent now that we're over this last ridge. We've got our terrain turned off, our terrain awareness system turned off. We'll do lights and inlet now. If we have to go around, it's basically wings level. Power up, 20 degrees, right hand turn out immediately. Resetting top of the torque because what altitude are we going to be at? 4,400 and probably ITT actually. If you guys haven't gone and checked out my second channel, just Ryan underscore Ferran, I think, or something, I'll leave a link down below. You guys can go check that out. I've got some other different types of content, some aviation, some motorcycles, some other stuff. But leave a comment on what kind of content you guys are interested in maybe seeing on that channel. At this point, I'm kind of like open for whatever. I don't really know the direction of that, the specific niche of that channel yet. And I'd love to hear you guys' input on that. Look at my winds before we head over this little ridge. Go down around 1,100 feet per minute just so I can get underneath the clouds first. Winds are super negligible today, which is awesome for my circuit out here. All stations, Yaw 123.9er, November Tango Kilo, joining the circuit, Yaw 1. Moore's the 8861, November Tango Kilo.
November Tango Kilo, move again.
November Tango Kilo in the circuit, Yaw 1.
500.
November Kilo. There's approaching 6,000. We're going to fly over this ridge directly ahead of me and then make a 180 right back over to here and then another 180 back over there. So yeah, the circuit is basically just flying up the right valleys and over top of little tree lines and ridges and things like that to be able to get ourselves in, because it's a pretty tight confined space for sure. Alright, runway looks really nice. There's 20 degrees of flaps, going down to 5,300 feet here. We're going to slow down to 81 knots on our base, and then 76 right before the turn, so that we can be rolling out right on our speeds. I go 1.4, there we go. 80 feet high, that's alright. Okay, once I can see where I need to go, there we go. Prop and harness is done. Flaps to go, we got landing clearance already completed. We'll go full flaps now, checklist is complete. At 4850 over this ridge line, we're going to go back to almost idle and just start trimming back immediately. These are 81 knots.
$500.
They cut the tree? No, they didn't. There's still a tree here. I just gotta make sure I don't run into it. Alright, there is the tree that we're gonna go right beside. There we go. Now we're slowing down, back trimming for 3 seconds. And start our turn. There's our 71. Ends look good. Send 600. We're committed. Not headwind. Runway's clear. Cones are in really far though on the right side. Come off here to the right because that's a little bit soft over there. It did get a lot of rain last night, so I'll make sure I stay out of that on takeoff as well. Well, stay tuned to the end. I'm going to do a time lapse back for you guys up to Goroka. Most of you guys like those. And be sure to go pick up a copy of my book if you guys have not already. I know you guys are going to enjoy it. Alright, see you guys next time.